ladies and germs? This is your old pal, CHH. We've got a brand new 4K review for you guys today. This is a very special movie to me. The movie in question is Major League. Now, this is the 4K Steelbook, but there's two versions you can get. You can get the Steelbook version, or you can get the slipcover version, which has Wild Thing Rick Vaughn on it. I'll pull up a picture of it right now. It's kind of like a shot from behind his head, where you can see his, his wacky haircut that he has in the movie, the kind of like zigzag in the back, which is really cool. I like it. And Charlie Sheen's great in this movie. So yeah, Major League, man. This is a 1989 comedy movie about the Cleveland Indians being a horrible team. Stupid phone, stop vibrating. And yeah, I've always been a big fan of this movie. Why is this movie so special to me? I guess I should answer that question first. This is the very first movie I vividly remember having an actual memory of watching. So it could be the first movie I consciously watched when I was a kid. And I remember we had the VHS tape of the poster, which had the baseball with the mohawk on it. I remember just staring at the VHS of it all the time. So a very, very important movie in my life, and I've always loved it. I'm not the biggest fan of baseball movies. I like baseball. I grew up playing baseball. Baseball movies, it's weird, right? Like, the thing I love about Major League is the same thing I love about Return of the Living Dead. Now, this is how I perceive the movie. I don't know if you're going to feel the same way about this, but let me explain. To me, Return of the Living Dead is my all-time favorite movie. When I think about Return of the Living Dead, I don't think about the zombies of the movie. I think about how entertaining it is, the great music, the great characters, like everything about the movie except the zombies. I mean, the zombies are good too, but it's not the thing I love about Return of the Living Dead. It's everything about it. It's the style, it's the sound, the look of the film. To me, this is a great comedy, point blank period, and it's also just kind of a great, of course not coming of age, but it's a movie about a bunch of dudes just trying to get it going, and they're in the struggle together and that sort of thing, and I love it. So Major League, man, is my favorite baseball movie. It's one of my favorite 80s movies, period. Loved it to this very day. Just classic. A few things, like my favorite characters are definitely Wesley Snipes as Willie Mays Hayes. Hits like Mays, runs like Hayes. When he shows up to the tryout, and he wasn't even invited, but he just pulls his car right up there, and he's like, "Hey, hi Mays, nice to meet you. Parking lot's out there." I didn't realize until maybe a few years ago when I was watching this that Sheriff Brackett is in this movie, Charles Cyphers, but he doesn't look anything to me like he does in Halloween. This was 11 years after that. Halloween was 78. This movie was 89. So, I mean, he looks a little bit older, but his haircut's different. He's got just like a spiked haircut on top, and I just didn't recognize him. Everybody in this movie is good. Corbin Burnsen's in here. Just a great, fantastic cast. Anyway, so let's talk about the 4K release that we have. So, when it comes to Major League, this is a Paramount release, and I was thinking about this today. As I was watching this movie, I was thinking to myself, how many bad releases has Paramount put out on 4K? And I honestly was having a little bit of trouble thinking of much. Besides, this was a very controversial 4K release, which was Friday the 13th. That one had a bad reception. I understand everybody's gripes with that, because, yeah, they're right, it was a lot darker to watch. You really had to shut the lights out and everything to enjoy it, or adjust your TV to be able to watch the movie without having to squint your eyes, and then kind of losing some of the natural look of the film in the process. So I get all that, but I was thinking about that. I was like, I feel like Paramount's done pretty good with some of their 4Ks. Like, let me name off a few that are great. Pet Sematary, I think, is fantastic. Scrooged looked really good. There's more. Naked Gun looked fantastic. And I anticipate The Crow is going to be no exception. I bet you The Crow's going to look fantastic. So I was watching Major League on my big 70-inch in the living room, enjoying it. And does it look good? Yeah. I mean, it's definitely restored, I think, without any sort of additives, if you will. They're not, because I'm coming off of the James Cameron 4Ks, if you will. So definitely looks natural. Here's the plus and minus about this 4K, in my opinion. Does it look good? Is it the best movie's ever going to look? And all that? Absolutely. The thing about Major League, though, is it's not really one of those movies that I think it's just gorgeous to look at. It's like this is a comedy. This is a movie with good characters, and they're going for laughs. So the movie doesn't have anything about it that's like, oh my God, this looks incredible. I mean, it's a far cry from Blade Runner. And let me give you an example of something of what I mean. Like, they really don't shoot this movie super Hollywood. When Berenger is going to the library to try to get back with his old fling, there's so much shadow and stuff in the library, especially when they're shooting them. Now, it's not like the movie looks bad. No, it looks it's a great looking 4K. But like it's shot so on Hollywood that it's just interesting to watch because like they don't really try to light him better in the library. You can see the sun shadows hitting him, and I mean it looks realistic and real. So that's really not even a negative. It's just this is not going to be one of those 4Ks where you're going to go, oh my god, this is insane. It just they put Major League on 4K. It's that simple. It's an incredible movie, but it's not a movie that is going to be like, it's kind of like Naked Gun, right? Like Naked Gun looked great too, it was a 4K, but that's not a movie you watch under the 4K format to show what the restorations can do and how, you know. So that's not a negative. I just want to like, I'm just that's the way I perceive Major League. And again, I adore this movie, but it's never a movie I want to watch when I want to see how much the HDR can be pushed in 4K with me, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm getting at. But this movie holds up so well. And so with that being said, there's nothing wrong with the restoration. It's done pretty much flawlessly. I mean, this looks exactly like what you probably would have saw in the theater in 1989. I just want to make it known of what I'm trying to say, right? Like, it's Major League in 4K. You're not watching Blade Runner. This is the Steelbook version. In terms of special features, it's all old stuff, but this is a good thing and a bad thing, right? The bad thing is we're not getting anything new from like Behringer or anybody or Sheen, but the good thing is Paramount's always good about porting over whatever they've done in the past. Some companies don't do that, but Paramount put all the old stuff, the old making ofs and everything, Serrano's Locker, all that is on there. So that's really good. I also want to note it has English 5.1 Dolby True HD, and that's the only American audio. Obviously, you got French, and then you got the commentary. So there's two versions, like I said, the slipcover version and the steelbook version. The steelbook version was actually reasonably priced. I think this one was $24, and then the slipcover version was $22, which is a breath of fresh air when you get something. Now, it's not perfect. I mean, I still think we could come down a little bit because this is one disc, but I look back last year when I got Vacation, the steelbook for that, and that was 30-something bucks, one 4K disc. I mean, if you're taking out discs, the price should come down. So this was better. We're getting closer. I think 22 would be very fair for a 4K only release. But this is 24. But so you can get the other version, like I said, a little bit cheaper. But the steelbook version's pretty cool. I like it. It's the locker. It's Serrano's Locker. On the back, they went old school, kind of like Laserdisc style. They just kind of threw some, you know, widescreen pictures up on there. And you can even see, like, they put tape over it, like it was taped on a locker. So that's nice. Old school. This is one thing that's really cool about the release. So, like I said, one 4K disc, just a black disc. So on the inside, you're looking at the inside of Serrano's Locker, and there's what's his name? Jobo. That's great. So it looks really cool, really funny. Again, be careful with these because they're very, very high, so you kind of got to bend and push to get your discs out. But this is what was cool about the steelbook, guys. It comes with a magnet sheet, not a sticker sheet, but an actual magnet sheet. It's got just a ball player. You got Vaughn right there. Hats for bats, which is funny. Yo bartender, Jobo needs another refill, which is funny when the old pitcher guy, I forget the character's name, but when he drinks it, then goes out on the field and gets creamed in the back of the head. Wild Thing sunglasses. And then you've got the showgirl wife, which I first saw her in the movie Secret of My Success, which was funny. Yeah, this was a great movie, guys. It is a great movie. It's such a classic. If you haven't seen it, I'm telling you, you do not have to like baseball. It's really not about baseball. It is, obviously that's the plot, but this is a stellar comedy. Stellar. 10 out of 10 comedy. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, Major League, guys. So, good release. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Good 4K. Like I said, this is just not going to push the boundaries of HDR and all that. It's just going to look as good as it possibly can. But this movie was not shot to be the most impressive visual film. It's supposed to be a funny movie, and that it is. Which is also still kind of cool in a sense. Like, it makes me feel like Vinegar Syndrome-esque when you get movies like Major League or Naked Gun on 4K. So I like that. You know, it's cool. There's a spine, just says Major League on there. So there it is, guys. 2 releases of this you can get. I don't think the regular release comes with the magnets. I could be wrong, but I think this is what made the Steelbook set a little pricier as well. So there it is, guys. Tell me your thoughts on Major League, one of my all-time favorites, guys. Thank you for watching. Your good old pal CHH, and we'll see you guys next time. Huge giant thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, this would not be possible. To get behind the scenes photos, videos, music, private live streams, and much more, you can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thank you to my patrons.